A guy was admitted to the hospital and quickly developed a crush on the nurse who cared for him. She was always kind, attentive, and seemed to give him a little more attention than the other patients. Naturally, he assumed she felt the same way. Too shy to ask her out while he was still there, he waited until after he was discharged. Somehow, he managed to get her number and sent her a message. "Hi, I'm the patient you looked after. I've been thinking, I think you've stolen my heart." 2 days passed. No reply. He was sure she wasn't going to respond. Then suddenly, a message came in. "Whatever you're accusing me of isn't true. We only removed 1 kidney." Linda had just married her longtime boyfriend, Roy. One evening after their honeymoon, she was organizing her law books in the study while Roy stood nearby, watching her in silence. After a long pause, he finally spoke. "Linda, I've been thinking, now that we're married, maybe it's time you gave up lawyering. You spend so much time in court, you could probably even sell those books for a decent price." Linda froze, a horrified look spreading across her face. Roy frowned. "What? What's wrong?" She turned to him slowly and said, "For a moment there, you sounded just like my ex-husband." His eyes widened. "Ex-husband? I didn't know you were married before." She smiled sweetly. "I wasn't. My constantly nagging wife passed away suddenly while we were on a trip to Jerusalem. At the funeral home, the director told me, 'Sir, it'll cost about $45,000 to ship her body back to the States, or just $500 to bury her here in the Holy Land.' I replied, 'Ship her home.' He looked puzzled. 'But sir, why not bury her here and save a fortune? This is sacred ground.' I leaned in and said, 'Listen, a long time ago, a man was buried here, and 3 days later he came back. I'm not taking that chance.' A guy stuck his head into a bakery and asked, 'How long until I can get a freshly baked cake?' The owner, glancing at the crowded shop, said, 'About 2 hours.' The guy nodded and walked out. A week later, the same guy showed up and asked again, 'How long for a fresh cake today?' The owner looked around and said, 'Maybe an hour and a half.' Again, the guy just left. Confused, the owner turned to his buddy and said, 'Hey, Jack, do me a favor. Follow that guy. He always asks about cakes but never comes back.' A little while later, Jack returned, laughing so hard he could barely breathe. The owner asked, 'Well, where does he go?' Jack wiped his eyes and said, 'To your house.'